the show unless we could be certain that we could create a very safe working environment. Which is the reason that we've decided, after very careful consideration, to pull the plug on Body and Soul.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Daysofourlives, February 11, 2025. So we're starting off this whole thing about Body and Soul, it possibly ending, as well as, the castmates recovering from the whole poison script thing that Whitley caused, right? So we start off with Leo and Hattie. So Hattie's recovering at Leo's place. Leo's tending to her, being doting, but he's also writing the script that includes her. So he's suggesting to her that she can play, different characters since Bonnie's still recovering, and it will be good for her. She'll have more paychecks. So she's all in for the idea, right? So moving forward, because it wasn't really much about them. Kayla is also recovering from the poison script. She's doing well. Stephanie comes in for a visit. She gives her flowers, checking in on her. So she is doing well, given that she had the antidote. So Stephanie also tells her what's going on with her, that she's not working at a soap opera no more. She had to have a balance between her personal life and professional life, and she decided to really, resign from the show and being a publicist because she really wants to pick up back things with Alex. So Kayla's happy to hear that because she knows that that's where Stephanie's heart is, and she asked her if Alex feels the same way, and she said yes, he responded the same way. However, I know that we were looking forward to working together, you and I, on the show, and she said she really was looking forward to that mother and daughter thing, so she understands. And Stephanie also mentions that Joy is another problem because Joy is kind of invested in Alex since the whole Johnny thing. She's become dependent on him, and they really don't want to break it to her that they're trying to get back together because she just is recovering from this whole poison script thing as well. And Alex just wants to don't want to hurt her like that, kick her while she's down. So Kayla said hopefully he can let her down easily, because like I said, at the end of the day, you have to rip off the bandage. Yes, she's recovering, but she's a big girl. She can learn to handle it. Like, from the get-go, they did not start this thing off as on the right track. Yes, they were friends, they were co-workers, but they kind of rushed into things too fast. It was a friends with benefits situation, I think, to Alex, and Joy made it a lot more. But again, I'm gonna blame Alex for just not being honest and stop pussyfooting around it. So while that's happening, Kayla is not Kayla. I always mix up Kayla and Bonnie sometimes because, to me, they kind of look alike sometimes with the blonde hair. But anyways, Bonnie was outside waiting on somebody to bring her back. Johnny comes in. Johnny's asking how she's doing. And she said, other than, what is physically happening, she's okay. But she asked Johnny about him. She thought that he was, in the hospital, hospitalized after what Whitley did. So he said he's fine, he's recovering nicely, he's thankful. So she tells him that she still has PTSD from falling down the elevator raft, and she wants somebody to bring her back to her room. She can't really trust being, alone to do that. So he understands. So at this point, Seth comes over and he, they're saying how he looks good, he's recovering. So he's saying, yeah, I'm good to go. And they start talking about the whole poison script thing. And then he had some kind of paperwork for Body to sign. I didn't really recall what exactly it was in the paperwork, but she was looking through. She wasn't really understanding the terms, and she really wants Justin to go through it. And Johnny was advising her to do that. So at some point, Seth is urging her to sign it still, and Johnny's saying back off, like let her get her husband to help sift through this paperwork. But anyway, she still signs it. I mean, what is with people not reading the terms of their paperwork, their contract, before just signing their rights away? Because sometimes you sign and you don't read the loophole, you don't read what you're contractually obligated to really put up with. So Alex comes in to check in on Joy. At this point, Joy is thinking about what she saw between Alex and Stephanie kissing, and she's upset about that. But anyways, Alex comes in to check in on her. She said she's doing well, and she's so, in debt to him and Stephanie. If it wasn't for them, she wouldn't be alive today. So she's just, indebted to him. And he said, we're just doing what we're doing, nothing to it. So she talks about, just wanting to come out of the hospital because she really wants to go out on Valentine's Day. She wanted to take him out to dinner. So she's, again, being very desperate. I don't know if she would just wants to really force herself on Alex because of what she saw between Alex and Stephanie, but it's just giving a lot of desperation right now. So Alex is saying, you sure you want to do that because you just been hospitalized, like you really want to go out? So she said, I'm okay. I mean, do you have plans? Do you have anything else going on? So he said no. He was about to answer until he got a text message from Kate and Abe about, some emergency meetings. So a lot of the cast members did get the text message that they need to come together at the hospital for an emergency meeting. So everybody started to come together to hear what Kate and Abe had to say. So earlier, Kate was at the studio and she was talking to Roman about everything that happened with Whitley King and the soap opera and the cast members. So she's just like, it's one thing after the other. So she said everything seems to be under control now. She's just glad she wasn't one of Whitley's target, but then she sees a picture with an X on it. So she, is obviously was next before Whitley got caught. So she hangs up the phone because she didn't want to worry Roman about it. She said it's something simple. She can handle it. So Abe comes in and, they talk about the whole Whitley thing and her being, guarded this time, maximum security. Of course, Kate finds it hard to believe, but, she said we just really need to move forward with the show and everything. So Abe said, listen, we can't take nothing lightly after everything that's done to the cast members, and I think we really need to sit down and really figure out the future of the soap opera. So they figure out a decision as where to go with this. So the cast and crew are here, and Abe and Kate is telling them, listen, we're glad to see that you guys are recovering, but, the safety of our cast members and crew is very important to us, and we just feel like this environment is too dangerous, it's too hazardous for us, for you guys to be working. So we come to the decision to really permanently end body and soul. So, of course, everybody was shocked, surprised what's going on. So, Abe tries to clarify and say, look, like, it's not really over. It's just that it will be picked up by other producers and it will be produced out in LA. So, of course, they're surprised that it will not be sailing no more, but the environment is just too hazardous for them to be working. So Bonnie is just shocked because Bonnie, she's saying that she's ready to go, even though she has fallen down the elevator shaft. She wants to, have another opportunity to work again. And they're saying this is why we need to move it to LA. So they won't be producing the show anymore. It will be in other people's hands. It seems as if they bought the rights from Kate and Abe, and that's where it's headed. So it's a lot for everybody to really think about, and everybody starts to separate into different groups and start talking more about it. So we start out with Hattie, Johnny, and Leo. So they're thinking about whether or not they want to make the move. Hattie is all down for it because she would like to see the world. She'd like to go out there and really let her story be known, because she thinks she's the star of the soap opera. So, she's all for it, right? So Leo had a lot to think about because he just started this relationship with Javi, and, his life is here. So Johnny said, maybe you can convince them to let you just stay here in Salem, work remotely, still as the head writer. I mean, you don't have to travel out there, but I, as the director, have to travel out there, but I have to talk to Chanel. And we just started talking back and working on a relationship, so I don't know if she would like to move. But I could recall that Johnny, at first, when he was looking to be a director, he was going to go head out to LA, and Chanel was going to, advance her bakery out there. So, it should just be something of them re-picking up the conversation and, really going out there. Nothing is wrong with that. So Kate and Abe go back to the studio, and they're just talking about how they're going to miss working together, and they're just glad that, some producers still think the show is successful, and they, made a good fortune off of selling the rights. And they're just reminiscing about how they made a great team, and despite what bad things have happened, there's been some good stuff on set. And they cheers to that. And then Leo comes in, and Leo is saying that he's thankful for the opportunity that he's been given, and he'll be saying you should be proud of yourself and your work. And Leo begins to ask that, if he could have a contact to the new producers, if he could, do the writing in Salem, because, he has this new relationship, he has his life out in Salem, so he doesn't really want to move. So Kate breaks the news to him that, listen, the producers have a new head writer, and Leo won't be that. So that was where it ended with them. So there was also a scene with Bonnie and Hattie, and Hattie is telling Bonnie that she is all open to go to LA, but Bonnie said she would like to go there and see something new, but she has to talk to Justin because she's not sure if Justin wants to move, and even if he doesn't, she would have to be commuting between there and Salem. So Bonnie also tells her that she spoke with Kayla, and Kayla said that she doesn't really want her job. She was just temporarily filling in until she got back on her feet. So she's happy about that because she didn't want to fire her back for the job. So they're just happy that, things are still going on for the soap opera. Stephanie and Kayla get to talk about the whole aftermath of the soap opera, and Kayla said she didn't even get the chance to be on a soap opera, but it is what it is. She has to go back to her real daytime job, right? Because she was not going to go out to LA to do that. So Stephanie is wondering if Alex is really down to move, and Kayla said maybe not, like he has his whole life and family here, and he has you here, so maybe he won't do that. So meanwhile Alex and Joy are talking about it. Joy is open to go to LA. She's always want to live there, and she's like, we would, have fun there. So Alex is like, I don't think I can move because I have family here. And she said, come on, no, you have family here, like you don't even get along with your cousins Philip, Xander, and all that. So he's like, yeah. So she said, are you sure it's about that, or are you sure it's not about Stephanie? So this is where it cuts with them, but obviously it's about Stephanie. But let's see how that conversation goes, because at this point he needs to set Joy free. They need to just break up and just keep it moving. So back to Stephanie and Kayla. Seth Burns come in, and Seth said that, I decided to resign from the hospital, and I am going to, pick up this acting thing. I really like doing this acting thing, and I want, I'll see what LA has to offer. So he was saying Kayla needs to go move, go to LA and do it too. And she's like, no, I really like being at the hospital. So he said, if I were you, I would rethink that, like the hospital is going bankrupt. So now we have two bomb drops here. Body and Soul is ending. Well, I expected it was going to end given all the drama, but the next part about the hospital being bankrupt, Tom Horton built that hospital from the ground up, so to hear it's being bankrupt, we need to know more on that, like why it's being bankrupt, like what's going on there. But anyways, guys, this was it. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys tomorrow for an all-new recap.
But the hospital is about to declare bankruptcy.